Good howdy, folks. I'm James Blackburn, filmmaker, actor, and adventure seeker. I live in the American Southwest, and I'm surrounded by breathtaking landscapes and endless possibilities. My passion? Capturing life's beauty through lens and screen. From Red Rock Canyons to Hollywood movie sets, I'm always on the move. Join me on my video adventures as I navigate the wilds of the entertainment industry and the great outdoors. Let's explore together. All right, good howdy, folks. Welcome back to another James Blackburn Experience. Thanks a lot for tuning back in. Today, we are in the Jemez Mountains in New Mexico. Found a really awesome spot here. As you can see, there's the Stormtrooper, the Ram truck that I have parked here. But look at this campsite behind it here. This is what it's all about. Coming out here to the mountains and staying up here amongst the pines and the aspens with the intense blue skies. This is awesome. So anyway, I'm up here doing a little solo thing tonight. We're going to film a hot tent solo camp with a wood stove. Right over here is the truck, and you can see in the back, like every other time I've ever come out here, there is dust. Look at all this dust on here. That's just from driving down the road to get here. So that's why everything's covered in tarps, so I can keep my gear clean and my tarps dirty. So yeah. All right, gonna get this thing unloaded and get my base camp set up, and then here in a little while we're gonna shoot some additional videos for a company called HipStar. It's a hiking trailer backpack company that I absolutely love. I'm a brand ambassador for, and we're going to shoot some stuff of me using the gear today. But first thing we're going to do is unload this truck, so stay tuned. Now you're going to see I brought a lot of gear, but you know, if you're going to be out here car camping and you're going to maybe hike a mile or so from your vehicle to camp, why not bring some extra stuff for a base camp, and that way you're covered. So yeah, time for some time lapse of the unload. All right, truck is completely unloaded. Like I said, I did bring a lot of stuff. Obviously, a lot of this is going to stay here at the truck when I take the HipStar out, because you know, the HipStar is an 80-liter backpack. You can see that thing is huge. So I'm going to have all my essentials put into there in just a little bit, and I'll take it a mile or two in and do a quick overnighter. But meanwhile, whatever I don't need will stay here. It's a lot of stuff, but you know, better be over prepared than not prepared enough. All right, continuing the journey here on an outdoor HipStar adventure. First thing we're going to do is get this thing loaded up with the essentials for an overnighter, and we'll start with the most basic, which is shelter. Right here I have my hot tent, so we're going to put that in there. All right. Up next, got your mummy bag. It's going to get pretty cold up here tonight, maybe down in the 30s, so I brought a good mummy bag for that reason. All right. And I know this is being a little picky, but I always bring a fleece liner and an inflatable pillow with me too. It just makes life a little easier. Man, this thing is huge. I got all those things in there and there's still tons of room left. So there's a lot of other items that have to go in here that will be used on an overnighter sort of thing. And I'll explain those in a time-lapse video because it's just too many items to mention and be boring. But we'll time-lapse me getting the rest of it loaded. So here we go. All right, folks. A few minutes later, got the HipStar trailer and backpack all uploaded here and ready to go. Believe it or not, I have a little tiny wood stove for my hot tent. We're going to set it up when I get to camp here in a little while. So somehow I got it into the bag here, and it's awesome. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. You know that old saying, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there, does it make a noise? Well, I can't answer that. But I can tell you, when a tree falls in the forest and there is someone here, it makes a whole lot of noise. See these two trees right here on the ground? While I was filming a little bit ago, this tree and that one fell this direction. I didn't have time to get the camera out to film it, but man, was it loud. Broke up there and fell down here. You can see this big tree, when it hit the ground, it broke right in half. Boy, was that loud. It was a little scary, to be honest with you, because when you first hear the tree breaking and then falling through the forest, you know, you're not expecting it. And it's really, really loud. So, yeah, when a tree falls in the forest and there's someone here, it makes a lot of noise. Another look at the behind the scenes of filming a video. Yes, I brought a lot of gear. I'm going to have a base camp that's right here near the truck. And then the hike back with the HipStar will be where my camp is at for the night. But it's nice to have a base camp like right here. Something I can come back to later if I need to, or tomorrow morning head back here and have a place to hang out while I clean up and break down the gear. And I even have this pop-up tent right here, which is going to go right here probably. I'm debating if I want to go through the effort of setting it up, but, you know, that's part of the fun of being out here, is having the gear and playing around and just enjoying yourself. All right, folks, moving forward still. Got the base camp area set up here and staked down into the ground. So I'll get this organized a little bit later. This is probably where I'm going to come and rest and relax and have some dinner maybe later, because I can't do a campfire out here. So I'll use the stove on the table and do some cooking there. But then later I'll head down to camp, just down this direction, and we will stay the night in the tent with the HipStar nearby. Awesome. There's always the moment at the beginning of a hike where everything you need is still with you, and the question becomes, how far can you take it? Sometimes the difference between a good trip and a great one comes down to what you're able to bring with you. Today, I'm bringing in my HipStar hands-free travel cart. Out here, it's not just about getting from one place to the other. It's about how you move through it, and what you're able to bring along for the journey. Normally, a trip like this means making choices. What to bring, what to leave behind. But with the HipStar, I don't have to make many compromises. Everything I need, right here, moving with me. All right, folks, I think I like this spot a lot. It's a good view behind me, far enough away from the trees to be safe, but also flat enough to put a tent on. So we're gonna get this backpack unloaded with the magic of time lapse. So stay tuned. This is the spot where the tent shall go for the night. I'm gonna set it up here in just a couple minutes. All right, folks, fast forward to an hour or two later. The sun is getting closer to the horizon, and as you can see, Camp HipStar is ready to go. Let's take a look inside real quick. You can kind of see already in there a little bit, but I have my bedding over there on that side, and then dun 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 dun, the wood stove is back there ready to go. So yeah, I'm ready before it's dark so that I can get this, have this 100%, because you don't want any guesswork after dark. It's nice to have everything set up, especially shelter and bedding. So yeah, now we're going to walk back up the canyon here for a little ways, back up to where my base camp is at, where the truck and everything else is at. But back here, this is all I have. So tonight, when it gets a little darker, I'll walk back down here, crawl up in that tent, get a little fire going in the wood stove, and it's going to be a wonderful, nice evening. All right, going to head back up to the base camp area because that's where I'm going to make dinner. So you can see the truck up there, the little base camp, pop-up tent. I'm pretty much ready to go. Sun's getting definitely lower in the sky. You can see the long shadow, but still nice out. Suspect it's 65-ish maybe. You can see though I have base camp here, and then down the canyon will be sleeping camp. But this is where I'll hang out tonight for a little bit, do some dinner, and then hike back down to the tent once it gets dark. So I'm pretty much rocking and ready to go here. I'm really digging this setup. All right, folks, so let's review what's happened today so far. I drove up to the Jemez Mountains from Albuquerque, about a 90-minute drive, maybe a little more, 75 miles. And I'm up at about, I think, 8,300 feet of elevation. Right now it is 66 degrees outside. So the sun hasn't set yet, but it's getting close. I'm back here at what I call my base camp. As you can see, I got my cooking set up here. We're going to make some dinner here in just a little bit. Just relax, and when it gets a little darker, well, then we'll head down to the tent. So a couple minutes ago, a truck went by up on the dirt road, and you can see it's pretty dry out here right now. The dirt road is just kicking up dust, so it's in the air, and it's floating by. I'm probably breathing it in a little bit, but, you know, it's okay. It's all part of the mountain experience, right? It's getting later in the day. It's that time of day for getting dinner ready. So I got my stove set up here, and tonight I'm going to have a Mountain House cheesy beef enchilada bowl. Haven't tried this one before, so I'm kind of excited about trying a new one. And, you know, I like cheesy, I like beef, I like enchiladas, and I like bowls. So this should be really yummy. I say this a lot, but I've been smiling since I got here, so my face is starting to hurt from smiling so much. And that's a problem I enjoy having. You can see up there the trees that are still lit up in the sun. It's the last bit of it. But right here is the base camp I was talking about, where I'm hanging out now for dinner and stuff. And let's go inside and take a look around. First of all, I have a light there. And I have light strung all the way around all four sides that will turn on here in a little bit. I also brought another light over here. This will be for, you know, the cooking area, so that can be lit up. And then the wall helps. You still can see through it, so you got a nice view. And then at the bottom, I put all the totes to kind of stop the wind from coming in underneath. So, and then back here, we have my little sitting area, my big old camp chair, and my coffee table sort of thing right there. That table actually breaks down and rolls up. And you can see I have my tablet. Looks like a little computer. It is kind of, but it's more of a tablet for entertainment. And just hanging out, you know, even got my flute that my buddy Matt, the Southwest Backpacker, gave to me. I've been practicing using that so out here as well. So that's always fun. So yeah, let's just back up, take one more quick look. There you go. This is base camp. My truck's right there. But down this way, down the canyon, have to head down, and that's where we have the hot tent set up with the HipStar. So later, after it gets dark, I'll head that way, and then I'll sleep there for the night. And then in the morning, we'll come back up here, and we'll have breakfast. Take a nice relaxing morning. not rush, and then eventually break down and go home sometime tomorrow. All right, last time I went camping, I forgot my mug, but now I have it. So what does that mean? Hot chocolate later. Yes, that's gonna be awesome. Almost boiling. I always like to show these meals what they look like before they're rehydrated and what they look like after. So obviously this is before. I can tell you this smells really good without even being rehydrated yet. So I'm looking forward to chowing on it once it's rehydrated. So stay tuned and I'll show you what it looks like after it's done. All right, the water's in there working its magic. Here in about 10 minutes, I'll stir it up and I'll let you guys see what it looks like. This is a new one for me, as I mentioned earlier. Cheesy beef enchilada bowl. All right. Oh boy. Oh man, that smells really good. All right, well, as promised, we're gonna have to go in for a close-up of this so that you can see what it looks like when it's finished. Dun, 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 dun. This is the version after rehydration. It looks really good, and man, it smells good, and I'm hungry because I've been working really hard today, so this is going to be nice to just sit here and relax at base camp, have some dinner, and then in about an hour or so, I'll head down to the tent to get some sleep. Maybe 2 hours from now, because I got to let this food digest for a little bit. But yeah, there you go. Time to chow down. It says 60 degrees out here currently. It was about 72 earlier, so definitely dropping down. I don't know what temperature is supposed to be tonight. I'm thinking 35 to 40 maybe. I'm prepared if it gets even colder than that though. So anyway, dinner time. That smells really, really yummy. I'll tell you, the taste is even better than the smell. It's just really, really good. Cheesy beef enchilada bowl. With like little pieces of tortilla in here mixed in. Oh man, this was so good. I'm going to give this one a thumbs up right now because I can tell you already, this is one of the more yummy ones I've tasted. And I definitely will have this one again. I do like my lighting setup here. It's kind of cool looking. Now that big bright one there in the middle, that's actually a headlamp that's just pointed toward where I was sitting, just to get a little extra light on me to get that shot. But that won't be up there after dark because I'm going to be wearing that. But yeah, a few different cool lamps around here. All right, I kind of been hanging out here at base camp. Had dinner earlier, and now some hot chocolate, and got my tablet, so I was able to watch a movie and just kind of relax here. It's been pretty nice. It's been quiet, and now I am going to just chill here for a little while longer, but then I'm gonna head down to the tent here in a while with the HipStars parked next to it. So I'm gonna find that here in the darkness in a little bit. Go crash out, you know. That's what this is all about. It's a HipStar adventure. Hot tent solo camp. The Jemez Mountains of New Mexico. I did make one little mistake. Forgot my long johns. And I can feel it on the legs, especially. Upper body, I got enough layers on. Got the hat on the head. But I can feel a little bit of the cold on the legs because I forgot long johns at home. So, you know, I should have checked my list and checked it twice. All right. 53 degrees currently, and it's quiet, peaceful. Hear an airplane way, way overhead. Other than that, it's just quiet out here. Pretty good setup here. Really digging this base camp. You know, hiking with the HipStar earlier today down the canyon a little bit was also fun because the HipStar tows like a dream. I mean, you get that thing balanced just right and you can just go. I mean, this stuff around me was bonus gear that I brought in the truck, but the stuff that I needed to stay the night, the wood stove, the sleeping gear, tent, sleeping bags, pad, all that stuff was brought in by the HipStar. And that's pretty cool to be able to take all that stuff down canyon a bit and not have to make multiple trips, because that HipStar backpack is huge and I could take it all with me in one trip all the way down to the campsite, set up down there, and then later go and find it. And I left the light on in the tent, so it'll make it a little easier too. But yeah, head down there and I'll relax here for about another hour or so maybe, and then head down. No campfire tonight, but I am gonna have a little fire in the wood stove, so stay tuned for that because that should be a lot of fun. All right, heading back to the tent now. You can see I left the light on there, kind of guiding me to it. I have other lights inside that I got to turn on first too to make it, more visual. But yeah, here's the tent at night. All right, folks, I'm in the tent, got the wood stove going, and it is toasty in here. I think my thermometer battery died, so I can't check it, but it was 50-ish outside, about an hour ago. So maybe 45 outside right now, but in here it must be 65 degrees, maybe 70, because that wood stove is kicking major butt. So, all right, I think this wood stove got hot enough that it's drawing the smoke out the pipe properly now, because it was smoky in here at first, but it's really starting to clear up now. And of course, my little heat-powered fan right there, you just put that on top of the wood stove. Once it gets hot enough, it turns itself on, just powered by the heat, and that helps blow out the smoke as well as circulate the heat more around the tent. So yeah, it's a cool setup. I'm glad I got to get it out and use it again this year. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, but tune back, because tomorrow morning we'll pick up where we left off, and we'll have another fresh day out here in the wilderness as we have breakfast, pack up, and head back to civilization. But tonight, we're in the tent. We're having a good time. It's warm, it's nice, it's cozy. All right, good morning, folks. Welcome back to another James Blackburn Experience. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Slept pretty good in that tent last night. Really enjoyed it. It was like about 65 degrees in there with the wood stove going. Very comfortable. Probably 30 degrees outside. Pretty chilly, but the sun's out and it's starting to become a nice day already. So nothing to complain about. Absolutely beautiful. Sun's coming up. I don't feel the warmth of the sun yet, but it will be here soon. And then we will just have ourselves a nice, easy morning with some breakfast. And I am going to hike back up to the base camp and get some water boiling, because it's going to be time for some breakfast soon. Anyway, we're going to pack up the gear now. I'm going to hike back up to the base camp where my vehicle's at, up the canyon just a little ways. And we're going to break down base camp, upload the truck, and head out. So, but first things first, this stuff has to be broken down first, repacked into the HipStar, and then ding, heading on out. So stay tuned. And with the help of the HipStar, I was able to start up at a base camp up canyon, but I could get everything I needed in the HipStar, not just for an overnighter, You could literally go out for several days with this thing. Yeah, but now it's going to be time to pack down all this gear and hike with the HipStar back up canyon to base camp, and then start phase 2 of the work, which is breaking down base camp and putting everything in the truck to get out of here. But yeah, it was a good day, a good night, slept really well. Face is still hurting from smiling so much. I love it. You know, nature is indeed good medicine. I love being out here. There's no better antidepressant for me than just being here in the woods in the morning. Yeah, what else can I say? Just awesome.
The hike out is always different. Not because the trail changes, but because you do. What you bring into the wilderness shapes the experience you have out here, and sometimes it makes all the difference. Same trail, same terrain. But now I know what's possible when you don't have to leave things behind. The HipStar lets you bring what you need and a few things you simply want. I came out here to try something a little different. Not just getting out here, but getting out here a little more comfortably and staying a little longer. Up here in the mountains, around 8,500 feet, the experience is shaped by what you bring with you. This time I brought a little more comfort, a little more capability, and it changed the whole trip. The hike in felt easier, the camp felt better, and the night felt a whole lot more like home. The HipStar played a big part in that. Being able to carry everything I needed in one trip made this entire experience possible. I'm proud to be a brand ambassador for HipStar, and honestly, after a trip like this, it's easy to see why. If you're interested in learning more about it, you can check them out at hipstartrailers.com. At the end of the day, it's not just about the gear, it's about what the gear makes possible.
All right, my base camp shelter held up good over the night. It was pretty quiet last night, almost no wind, which is also nice. But I got this thing staked down just in case. Boy, the birds are so vocal today. All right, well, I hiked back up to base camp after getting everything loaded in the HipStar. And now this is phase 2, gonna break down all this stuff. But not before a little bit of breakfast and some hot chocolate, because, you know, it's a nice morning. There's no need to be in a rush. Time to get some water a-boiling. Better grab my pot holder gloves, because these things get hot. Here we go. You know, I'm 55 years old now. It's the oldest I've ever been. I'm still getting used to it. So I've heard people say as they get older, they become Rice Krispies. I'm like, what do you mean by that? Because when you move, everything snaps, crackles, and pops. And that is true. As you get older, things do snap, crackle, and pop within the body. And, you know, you just adjust to it. You really do. And I'm not doing horrible for a 55-year-old. I'm still out here being active, still doing, you know, hiking and exercising and just being, you know, alive in the world. All right. Enough of that, but let's see about this here hot chocolate. That's chocolate, and it's hot, so it lives up to its name. Oh, yeah. All right, folks. There you go. I'm back at base camp with the HipStar. Gonna get this thing unloaded and packed away. All this stuff unloaded and packed away. Yeah, and it's gonna go in the truck here in just a few minutes. But all in all, I would say Camp HipStar was a success. Thank you, HipStar, for allowing me to be on the team. All right, now I'm back at base camp. Got the trusty HipStar here. Have started unloading some of it and heading over toward the truck with the gear, but still got a ways to go. And now I'm gonna take a little break and have some breakfast. Today's breakfast, Mountain House freeze-dried eggs with uncured bacon. I can tell you this one's good. I've had it many times. So we're gonna have this for breakfast. A little bit of hot chocolate on a cool morning. Just sit here and relax for a few and then continue breaking down all this stuff and getting it loaded in the truck. So yeah, beautiful morning so far too. Not sure the temp, but it is nice out. All right, folks, thanks a lot for tuning in. That was another James Blackburn Experience out in the mountains in the wilderness here. And we're going to wrap it up here. I'm all packed up, ready to drive out. Had a great time. Thank you, HipStar, for helping me out on another HipStar adventure and a James Blackburn Experience. And as usual, love, love, hate, hate. Take care of each other. Remember, folks, life is beautiful if you know where to look. So keep your mind, your eyes, and your heart open. It just might lead you somewhere special. Please check out my channel for over 1,000 additional video adventures. Thanks for watching.
Purple Martians.